Guests and graduands, welcome to this Birmingham City University Award ceremony. While you're waiting, we hope that you enjoyed the musical interlude performed by the Royal Conservatoire Brass Ensemble. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful day to celebrate the achievements of our graduands. To ensure you enjoy the proceedings as much as possible, we have a few requests and announcements. First of all, a safety notification. We're not expecting any testing of the fire alarm or any other disruption today, but if the alarm does sound or there is an emergency, you'll be given directions by the nearest door steward so that you can proceed quickly and safely to the nearest emergency exit. Please turn off all mobile phones or keep them to silent while you're in the auditorium. Good timing. We welcome the taking of photos and videos, but if you are doing so, please do not stand or block the view of others in the audience. We have more than 450 graduates graduating today, and each one who crosses the stage is important to us. Please do clap and cheer as loudly as you wish as your graduand crosses the stage, and allow others to do so without distraction when their graduand is crossing. The ceremony is expected to last approximately 1.5 hours. In our experience, small children can become restless during proceedings and sometimes even a little noisy. If your child does become unsettled, can we please ask you to move quietly out of the hall to our comfortable viewing room where you can still watch the proceedings and tend to your child in order that they do not distract other guests and graduands from their enjoyment. Your nearest door steward will be able to direct you. Graduands, this is important for you. You have been seated carefully and in a particular order to ensure that every person crosses the stage in the correct sequence. Please do stay in your assigned seat, and when you are asked to come out of your row and move round to the corridor ready to cross the stage, please do not move out of your assigned order. It is absolutely essential that you are sitting in the seat indicated to you on your registration card. If you have moved seats for any reason, now is your time to move back to the correct seat. When you come back into the auditorium to enjoy the rest of the ceremony, you will sit in a different seat to the one that you are currently in. Please be courteous to all those still to cross the stage after you by clapping and celebrating their achievements. Please do not use mobile phones during the ceremony to text or make calls or to distract other graduands from enjoying the proceedings. Our stewards may ask you to put your phone away or to leave the auditorium if you are using it inappropriately. Our graduation ceremonies are formal occasions that do follow a traditional format. They begin with a fanfare, following which the academic procession and the Pro-Chancellor's procession will enter the hall. At the end of the ceremony, once the Pro-Chancellor closes proceedings, could I please ask graduates to stand up once again and for guests to remain in seats until the procession has exited the hall, after which you will be able to leave and join your party to celebrate your graduands' achievements. Please enjoy the live music and refreshments available on the circle levels of the Symphony Hall foyer. Now we are about to begin. Can I please ask everyone to stand if you are able to as the processions enter the hall.
Lord Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm pleased to declare this congregation open. Please take your seats and make yourselves comfortable on this warm, sunny day. It's my pleasant duty to preside at today's ceremony as one of the Pro-Chancellors of the University. And first of all, I'm particularly pleased to extend a warm BCU welcome to the Lord Mayor of Birmingham, Councillor Cornish, also a Pro-Chancellor of the University, who will share in today's proceedings. The Lord Mayor and I are both delighted to be part of such a wonderful celebration of our students' achievements in the presence of family and friends. So please now give a warm welcome to our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Philip Plowden, as I call upon him to give the opening address.
Lord Mayor, Pro-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, graduands, I am absolutely delighted to be able to welcome you all to Birmingham City University's graduation ceremony. As you'll know, this summer's congregations are the first ceremonies we've been able to hold in person since January 2020. So, to all of you, welcome back to Symphony Hall in the heart of Birmingham. It is a city that we are very proud to call our home. Graduation is always such a special day. It's always a real pleasure because it's a day for celebration for you all and for our university community and, of course, for all of the friends and family and supporters who are all around us here. But I have to say that this summer's graduations have felt like an even more distinctive occasion than before the pandemic, because after the last 2 years, it feels like such a pleasure and a privilege to be able to gather and to celebrate together. So for all of you who have made long journeys to come back or short journeys across Birmingham and the West Midlands, thank you for joining us today. Now, I know that those of you who are celebrating your graduation today have had one of the most unusual student journeys that any of us will have experienced. But here we are today, and we're now in a position to be able to give you the celebration that you deserve. I'm delighted that during July and August, we're going to do what we always promised we would do, and give each and every student who's graduated from BCU over the past 2 years the opportunity to come and enjoy one of these ceremonies and to celebrate with friends and families and fellow students without restrictions or compromise. But graduates, this is above all, of course, your day. And we need to start by acknowledging all of those who have supported you on what has been an exceptional journey. And behind me are just some of the academic staff and professional services staff who have supported you during your learning and who I know are just as proud of your achievement as you are. And of course, all round us in this magnificent venue are your friends, your family, and your supporters, the people who have been there for you when times were tough. And that's always the case. But over the last couple of years, it's been particularly important. So graduands, for the university staff and for friends, family and supporters, could we start by giving them a huge thank you? The period of your studies has been one where you've seen change on a grand scale, change that's impacted on almost every aspect of all of our lives. And for you, our graduates and the rest of our BCU student community, you understand the impact of change better than most. But I hope that notwithstanding the challenges that you have faced, your time at BCU has been memorable for the right reasons as well, for the friendships that you have made, the community that you've been part of, and of course, the learning that you have engaged with. And I hope that you can reflect on the challenges that you've overcome to be here and remember that the determination and the adaptability that you have demonstrated is exactly what is going to stand you in such good stead for your future. It has been a time when the universities continue to develop and change, from the redevelopment of skills centres down at our City South campus, through to the refurbishment of the old Belmont works that some of you will have seen up on Cardigan Street in our city centre campus. And that's going to serve as a centre for the delivery of our interdisciplinary STEAM portfolio, bringing together many of the arts and design subjects that you have studied on, along with science and technology and engineering. And it's great to bring back the old Belmont works into use, because it's, in its own way, a real symbol of how this university is part of the very fabric of the city and has been for almost 180 years now. And let's talk a bit about the city, because Birmingham has been hit hard by the last couple of years, but there remains a real sense of buzz and excitement around the city. And of course, the last couple of weeks have been exceptional. We have had one of the most successful Commonwealth Games ever, and it's been wonderful to see the city and the region performing with such confidence and style on an international stage. I hope that many of you, when you came here this morning, had an opportunity to take a selfie with the now iconic bull sitting there in Centenary Square. And it sits against a backdrop of impressive new developments, whether it's the wonderful City Library, the new developments at Paradise Circus, or even here in Symphony Hall and its surrounds, with the development of new spaces for performance and for leisure. And it's a wonderful time to be here in Birmingham. And because BCU is so deeply part of the city, it's no surprise that throughout the Games, we saw you, your colleagues, our alumni, very present at all points of the Games. We saw people as volunteers, we saw people performing, we saw people working at the Games. We saw our costume design students create the costumes for the opening event of the Birmingham 2022 Festival, Wondrous Stories. And we saw our jewellery students from the School of Jewellery continuing a long heritage of medal making right here in the city by designing every medal with which the athletes were presented on the podium. We saw from the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire one of our alumna, Sam Oxborough, who's just outside now, singing the national anthem at the opening ceremony. And last night at the closing ceremony, another one of our alumna, Laura Mvula, singing. And these links aren't just about saying, look, here are the individuals who played a part during the Games. It's about celebrating the role that this university, your university, has as part of this city and this region. The last couple of years have made very clear why universities are such important spaces, why what happens in universities is so important. It's about the role of research. It's about knowledge creation. It's about new practices. And nothing could bring this more vividly to life than the speed at which new vaccines were developed to help deal with and moderate the impact of the recent pandemic. Knowledge has never been more important, and that's something that each of you provides evidence of as we celebrate your graduation today. And that's why this ceremony is so important and why all of us at BCU were so committed to ensuring that you had the opportunity to be here, and why it's important that we gather formally to recognise what you have achieved. Because graduates are important. In every society, you, are important. Graduates tend to live longer. Graduates are more productive. Graduates contribute more to society around them. They're more likely to volunteer, to vote, to lead. Graduates have better health. The research even says that graduates drink less. And above all, graduates are well placed to deal with change. And you know from what you have been through that change is not an abstract. Change is something that happens to us often at pace. And many of you will live long, long lives. And during your lives, the world in which you live will change not once, but many times. And you'll have probably not one career, but many careers. And you'll often need to master new skills and new knowledge and to learn afresh. And that's why being a graduate is so important, because you've got the skills that equip you to learn and to adjust. You have the habits of learning. And today, therefore, we're not just celebrating what you have achieved. We're celebrating what you are going to go on to achieve in your future. Now, our history as an institution dates back to 1843, when we were founded as the Birmingham Government School of Design. And we were created to help the manufacturers of what was becoming one of the great workshops of the world to compete globally. And obviously, we've changed. We've changed often and often during that 180 years. But we stayed true to that founding purpose because we remain focused on learning that makes a difference in the world, in ensuring that our graduates all around the world make a difference in their societies. So my challenge to you is that today, when we celebrate your personal achievement and your personal transformation, please also see it as part of a broader commitment, a commitment to transforming the world around you. You'll all have seen the I Am BCU images around campus and the city, and you, our students, told us that being part of BCU meant something special. It meant pride, it meant confidence, it meant belonging. So I Am BCU isn't just a slogan. It's about celebrating being part of an extraordinary family. You'll always be part of our community and part of our outstanding alumni body. But today is absolutely your day. You've been waiting for it for a while. I'm delighted that we are able to gather and to celebrate today, because today is the day when you celebrate achieving what you set out to do, in some cases many years ago now. And that's an amazing thing. So my congratulations to you all. Very well done, graduates. I now call upon the Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Design and Media, Professor Lawrence Zegan, to commence the presentation of award holders, and on the Lord Mayor to receive the students.
Pro-Chancellor, as Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Executive Dean, I present students from the Faculty of Arts, Design and Media who've qualified for the award of degrees, diplomas and certificates. I commence by presenting the candidate for the award of research degree, for the award of Doctor of Philosophy, for a thesis entitled Lust and Disgust, Reimagining Injurious Representations and Experiences of Black Actresses in the UK and US. I present Dr. Samia Tassara Laver. of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Collaborative Composition in a Hyperlocal Environment, I present Dr. Bobby Jane Gardner. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Conceptualizing Musical Graphic Performance, an investigative journey of self-reflective artistic practice and autoethnography, I present Jo Scarf. I now invite Associate Professor Panganningham Sunthanaragan to the lectern to present award holders from the Birmingham School of Architecture and Design.
Master of Architecture, Huma Mahmood. Antika Deb. Lichelle Ndlo. Michael Paljaski. Adam Solton Mayers. Jackie C. Marcus Smith. Hampus Streitfeld. James Timmons. Jessica Turner. Darius Walton. Sandy Webb. Master of Arts in Conservation of the Historic Environment, Caitlin Osborne. Lucia Poliano. Master of Arts in Design Management, Muhammad Ali. Imani Bailey. Isabel Barrett. Faizia Begum. Shannon Butler. Ellie Cowley. Wen Hao Fang. Connor Goodall. Master of Architecture, Charlotte Arnold. Bianca Beatrice Batiu. Jack Bowden. Anita Bridley. Byron Chan. Rebecca Chim. Shannon Siriaco. Lauren Francis. Master of Arts in Design Management, Sarah Hale. Chao Liang. Sanila C. Mafa. Amy Murphy. Isabel Una. Postgraduate Certificate in Design Management, Thomas White. Master of Arts in Design Management, Martin Price. Master of Arts in Design Management, Professional Practice, Ho Feng. Lai Li. Carlai Shang. Master of Arts in Design and Visualization, Tanzim Ahmed. Huda Ali. Haja Bai. Rohan Panchal. Rowan Paul. Hang Yu Wong. Alexandra Tolu. Alina Rafiq. Master of Arts in Interior Architecture and Design, Catherine Abdel Shahid. Sebastian Demuth. Hanya Ehab El Sahid. Yes. Chinwei Li. Caroline Nan Yamsi. Jiameng Wu. Master of Arts in Landscape Architecture, Mariam Gohari. Jessica Abedin. Jennifer Birch. Russell Green. Alexandra Halo. Henry Knight. Sophie Lockhart. Alicia Patel. Master of Arts in Product and Furniture Design, Emma Jones. Marlon Marlon. Indapal Singh Mataro. Postgraduate Diploma in Architectural Practice, Navdeep Bilku. Michael Day. Amy Francis Smith. Ross Hennigan. Sarah Ives. Sarath Ramakrishnan. Daniel Long. Hawa Patel. Jonathan Pegg. John Joe Quinn. Anila Safia. John Maxted. Arjun Sampath. Muhammad Shahid. Omar Sharif. Diane Shaw. Zahid Tantre. Imran Uddin. Gomail Verdi. Postgraduate Diploma in Conservation of the Historic Environment, Rebecca Barnett. Samantha Borgas. Jennifer Ledbetter. Simon Taylor. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Architecture, Aliyah Abdel Fattah. Zore Salam. Mace Aribai. Jacob Austin. Mariam B. Will Blackadder. Sophia Browning. Tina Chawa. Naeem Chowdhury. Viduru Claire. Kita Kota. Sohail Dad. Rebecca Davis. Jacob Doherty. Shaista Ibrahim. Aisha El Tabal. Dunya El Zahabi. Ugne Etnarite. Mark Ferreras. Diana Grigori. Emily Haig. Okay. Oana Magdalena Barbarasa. Chukita Hart. Laura Hastings. Saila Hussain. Cheiba Jabin. Parvesh Jeremenko. Dival Jones. Louis Jones. Kavinda Kandola. Muslim Khalid. Shanice Langford. Ritesh Mistry. Albaka Mukhatan. Amy Jo Otu. Ruby Phelps. Dominika Pipowska. Liam Ram. Humair Ramzan. Sophie Roper Hall. Thomas Roundtree. Andrew Winston Saunders. Georgia Sefton Price. Pavina Sidhu. Harpinder Kaur Sira. Baipreet Singh. Nathan Sunderland. Emre Suna. Sadia Tijani. Tracy Tranter Nichols. Joshua Veal. Chloe Warple. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Design Management, Hermione Archer. Claudia Beaumont. Michelle Brown. Emma Kentish Turberfield. Azita Maria Rushton. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Interior Architecture and Design, Ines Afonso de Souza. Dashni Ahmed. Irum Salina Ahmed. Reem Ali. Hazima Amin Nudin. Sarah Avram Mosca. Rhiannon Baker. Nazinet Behani. Hannah Border. Kirsty Ellis. Robin Alexis Emery. Paula Fernandez. Victoria Glaucheska. Amelia Groves. Pooja Hale. Mohammed Hussein. Gagana Ivanova. Vanya Hoseko. Rima Kabeb Jebi. Rabia Khan. Eugene Low. Claire Lomax. Holly Lucia Chamberlain. Sabah Mahfouz. Abigail Matheson. Delia Mbambu. Valeria Meza Zambrano. Hawnaz Mohammed. Ernest Moyo. Elizabeth Obeng Bota. Dharmik Panchal. Ulisha Rajput. Megan Richards. Georgia Roscoe. Abrasad. Kimberly Savage. Samia Shah. Amara Siddiq. Kieran Sylvester. Emma Jane Whitfield. Chloe Wright. Kasper Zanieski. Diploma of Higher Education in Interior Architecture and Design, Shurok Indresi. Bachelor of Arts with Honors in Landscape Architecture, Shen Ying Fang. Jun Ying Pan. Yang Yang Zheng. Woon Hui Cha. Karishma Keshwala. Lairab Khanmun. Harry Smart. Bachelor of Arts with Honors in Product and Furniture Design, Mubarak Abdul Malik. Rejwan Ahmed. Sam Batting, Joseph Clinton, Jasmine Ford, Ria Hajiawand, Sophie Hickman, Katarzyna Kowlowska, Freddie Lacaz, Nicole Manalo, Bethany Martin, Ebony Molloy, Latisha Mujrani, Christian Onia, Joseph Osabohen, Hannah Rosinka, Rebecca Smith, Henry Spark, Nathan Taylor McClary, Katie Thompson, Kay Thompson, Tamara Ososka, Sago Vedi, Maya Zovrada Noyes, Edwin Chanchun Yin, Shun Mei Chan, Bachelor of Arts with honors in architecture, Kubai Barrow, This completes the presentation of awards to graduates from the Birmingham School of Architecture and Design.
And this completes the first presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Arts, Design and Media. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to introduce the recipient of the Honorary Award of Doctor of the University.
We are this morning delighted to be conferring the award of Doctor of the University upon Paul Williams, and I now call upon the Executive Dean of the faculty to give the citation.
Lord Mayor, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, colleagues, graduands. Today we confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Birmingham City University, Honorary Causa, on Paul Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were to imagine the kind of success you wish for any of our graduating students here today, it may go something like this. Born in Birmingham, attend college here, study abroad, work for a major national institution, set up your own business, take on major public projects, win major prizes, have your achievements recognised with a visit to Buckingham Palace. What you've imagined is, of course, the career of today's guest of honour, the distinguished architect Paul Williams, OBE. We're delighted to call him one of our own, not just because he was born and raised in Birmingham, but because he graduated in the 1970s from what was then the College of Art and is now our own School of Art just round the corner in Margaret Street. The idea that architecture is above all an artistic discipline has been central to his work ever since. After graduating, he went on to head up the design department at the Victoria and Albert Museum, winning a Fulbright scholarship to study museum and gallery design at Yale University. When he returned to London in 1980, he put that expertise to use by setting up a practice designing exhibition installations for some of the world's leading museums and art galleries. You might think such success would be enough, but it was in 1985 that the real turning point of his career came. It was then he founded with Alan Stanton the award-winning architectural partnership Stanton Williams. You can measure their scale and success in a few numbers. A team of 80, more than 350 projects completed, more than 100 international and regional awards, including the one that says you have reached the apex of your profession, the Sterling Prize, awarded in 2012 by the Royal Institute of British Architects for the Sainsbury's Laboratory in the University of Cambridge's Botanic Garden. A perfect synthesis of high-end design values and meticulous engineering, Stanton Williams' work embraces settings that may be cultural, educational, commercial, sporting, residential, or retail. Among many other projects, they've designed the University of the Arts campus at King's Cross, the Britain Pears Archive in Alderburgh, the Hockney and Tennis Centre for the 2012 London Olympics, a research centre for the Great Ormond Street Hospital, the Royal Opera House's Open Up project, and the new University College campus at London's Olympic Park. If after today's ceremony you go away and do a Google image search for any of those buildings, or better still, visit them for yourselves, you'll be struck by the extraordinary interplay of space, light and material that makes every Stanton Williams building not just a masterpiece of design, but a user experience that is at once inspiring and habitable. That Sterling Prize-winning building in Cambridge fuses classical and modern idioms with breathtaking simplicity. It's not for nothing that Paul Williams enjoys the distinction of having been the first person ever to be entered into the UK Register of Architects with a background in specifically artistic rather than architectural training. To all the awards earned for his practice, he's added personal ones. The title of Royal Designer in 2005 and an OBE in 2014. Like all great professionals, he devotes time to championing good causes and to cultivating future generations. A founding council member of the Creative Industry Federation, he's a member of REBA's Public Education Committee, and among others, an advisor to St Paul's Cathedral. He's an enthusiastic and supportive external examiner with stints at the University of Westminster, Plymouth, Dundee, and here in Birmingham. A champion of the importance of the arts in our education system, he is a strong advocate of the kind of interdisciplinary thinking that is vital to meeting the great challenges we all now face. Ladies and gentlemen, on these occasions, it's always a pleasure to present the achievements of distinguished professionals to our graduates. But never is that pleasure sweeter than when we can call that person one of our own. So Lord Mayor, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, colleagues, graduands, it gives me great pleasure to invite the Vice-Chancellor to confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Birmingham City University, honoris causa, on Paul Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, as Vice-Chancellor, I exercise the authority of the University's Academic Board, and I'm delighted to confer the award of Doctor of the University honoris causa on Paul Williams, and I invite you, Lord Mayor, to present the commemorative medal. That completes the conferment of the award of Doctor of the University honoris causa, and I'm delighted now to invite Paul to address the congregation. Paul.
Thank you. I was promised there would be some water here. which I need. It's very hot up here. Well, I mean, who were you talking about then? I mean, it just, it's sort of, it's not something that I really have taken on, all of this. I still feel very much like a student. In the studio we have 60, 70 architects there now. We have been 100 at different times. But I think we always feel students at heart. Every project that comes in, we're learning more all the time. We start afresh. But what I was keen on just touching on this morning is a part of my development that I've never actually talked about before. And it's my time at the Birmingham College of Art. I'm first of all going to congratulate you all on your amazing achievements today. I have to say, seeing you going up on this stage is it's very moving, and I'm not one of your parents. I think obviously the effort and the passion that you've put in, the tenacity, perhaps some angst, would that be fair to say, during the way? It's an important milestone that you've reached, and you've got to cherish this moment. You must cherish this moment. And perhaps I can take the opportunity to thank the university for awarding me this honorary doctorate. It's especially pertinent and proud for me because, one, as you've heard, I was born and bred in Birmingham. I graduated from the college here with a master's degree more or less 50 years ago, which is alarming, really. And as we know, that art college has morphed into this wonderfully vibrant and diverse international university. And I know that at first-hand experience because I've given a number of lectures here to the architecture school over the years, and I've acted as an external examiner. I don't know whether I would know any of you here, but it was a few years ago now. And although I'm a qualified architect, founding director of Stanton Williams, I did take a sort of less orthodox path, a different sort of route to this profession of mine. I entered the sixth form at my grammar school with every intention of pursuing an architectural career. But my conviction wavered, I'm not quite sure why, after the first year, and I chose instead to apply for a one-year foundation course here in Birmingham, primarily to reflect on what career path I should take. My parents, my mother and father, were somewhat anxious at the time. They couldn't understand this at all. At my tender age, I was talking about a time for reflection. But I really didn't know what was my best path. But as it turned out, I remained at the Art College for a further 5 years. I enjoyed most of my time there. And I think I still value the experience I gained. And in your mission statement, the university, you talk about to enable our students to transform their lives and achieve their potential. I can honestly say that it was my time at the Art College that did that for me. It was a transformative time. It challenged my values in almost every walk of my life, painfully at times. It made me cry on a number of occasions, but the college and the tutors provided an environment that allowed my curiosity free rein, and actually my self-belief grew. It taught me to consciously engage with the world around me. And I hope you do that. It engaged and awakened all my senses, not only my sight, it's the sound, it's the touch, it's the feel, it's the taste. You have to hold on to that, and you have to embrace that whatever you're doing. And when I vacated the Margaret Street building, that is still wonderfully there now, I had no job to go to, but all I remember was a strong sense of self-worth. And that I remain eternally grateful for. So much of what I learnt then has transferred naturally into my architectural practice and still informs much of my thinking today. And in the London practice, the London studio, we continue to extol the virtues of interdisciplinary thinking and learning. We work with artists, talented people from the creative industries, scientists, engineers. And for us, they broaden the debate. They bring in different perspectives. They look at things through a different lens, and it's fundamental that whatever you do, you must surround yourself with people who look at things through a different lens. And as perhaps you all know, it's often that what I call that slipstream between different disciplines, that unexplored territory beyond the margins where the creativity really happens. Now, I'm not a guru, but I'm going to indulge in saying one or two things that I passionately believe in, and this hat is actually too big for me. It's sort of sliding down my head as I talk here. Anyway, yes, this unexplored territory, which it's exciting places to be. But I'm going to tell you, it's not advice. It's something in the studio I remind the people I work with, and we remind ourselves. Remain curious at all times. Curiosity means you'll never have a dull life. Never. Seek first to understand. That takes a bit of doing. Because we all, certainly as a student, I felt I knew what I was doing. But you have to listen in order to learn. And you can't achieve visual clarity without first gaining mental clarity. Some of you might not agree with that, but I passionately believe in that. Remember, your commitment and endeavor will transmit to others around you. And something in the studio for me, I feel constantly that to commit and to give your commitment and endeavor actually lifts other people. And it's really important to praise people around you, people you work with, which is highly motivating. To win work, and it's tough to win work. You need your passion and aims that need to trigger the imagination of others. It's all well and good to have an imagination ourselves as architects, as designers, but can you trigger the imagination in others? Because ultimately, that is what will win you work. It will keep you developing in your practice. And I finish with one further point. When you do step out into this big, I'm going to say bad world, because let's not kid ourselves just at the moment, you will inevitably find you're going to be surrounded by a number of people who are going to say to you, that will do. It's good enough, Paul. Nobody's going to notice, Paul. Well, can I suggest you ignore them? It's your aspirations that count. You set the benchmark. You have to set the benchmark. You need to set the standards, and you're going to get other people, hopefully, to follow you. And that is my words of advice. I finish by saying that I wish you every success in your careers and in whatever role you play in the world. Be true to yourself. The world needs you. You're needed. Thank you.
I now invite Professor Lawrence Egan to continue the presentation of award holders from the faculty and call upon the Pro-Chancellor to receive the students.
I invite Professor Stephen Sims to the lectern to present award holders from the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire.
Advanced Postgraduate Diploma in Music, Professional Performance, Hugh Man Cheng. Kei Ying Wang. Master of Arts in Acting, Christina Apana. Jennifer Barron. Joseph Creaser. Sophie Deakins. David Evans. Amber Golay. Kiara Lane. Lucia Martinez. Lucy O'Connell. Amy Sandford. Ralph Toppin Mackenzie. Maria Foss. Albert Ward. Master of Arts in Musicology, Sam Hewlett. Alexander Law. Teresa Mayhew. Lawrence Shaw. Master of Fine Arts in Professional Voice Practice, Jessica Corner. Charlotte Ayres. Charlotte Henderson Howard. Karen Kelly. Abigail Strudwick. Loretto Alice Wright. Master of Fine Arts in Acting, Emmeline Hartley. Nicholas Hessling. Agnes Carrington Window. Jennifer Coate. Shannon Lofthouse. Andrea Juliana Martinez. Corey Mitchell. Harrison Prue. Havila Perch. Master of Music in Brass Band Conducting, Thomas Stoneman. Master of Music in Choral Conducting, Tristan Fanning. Master of Music in Composition, Emily Abdi. Zygmunt D. Somoji. Katarina Wallace. Mei Wong. Master of Music in Instrumental Performance, Sim Cheng Chen. Master of Music in Instrumental Performance, Charis Sin Cheong. Young Husuan Chuang. Charlotte Constantine. Benjamin Isaac. Anna Livia Kimura. Xuan Li. Yiling Mao. Chunin Chui. Chia Antung. Connor Wilcox. Ewan Wright. Postgraduate Certificate in Music, Calogera Di Micheli. Master of Music in Music Technology, David Burney. Niccolo Conti. Ruochen Young. Connor Yarrington. Master of Music in Vocal Performance, Sarah Boakley. Felicity Davis. Samantha Lewis. Ho Wang Yuan. Postgraduate Certificate in Instrumental Performance, Nathan Isaac. Postgraduate Certificate in Vocal Performance, Aaron Kendall. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Acting, Emily Alderson. Benjamin Armstrong. Reese Barber. Tyne Lexi Clarson. Gregor Copeland. Sebastian Gridland. Kinya Fenton. Daniel Grooms. Joseph Hamilton. Blair Hamby. Jack Hutchinson. Georgie Lomax Ford. Rhea McDuff. William Meadows. Tuala Chair. Anya O'Neill Mason. Emily Puttock. Eva Regan. Sebastian Story. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Applied Performance, Community and Education, Kimberly Abudunrin. Jacoba Aikman. Cheyenne Arnold. Susie Barber. Joe Bullen. Megan Fennell. Victoria Giudici. Katie Hoare. Phoebe Hoare. Jodie Ike. Neve Ingram. Theodora Jeffries. Rebecca Lee. Shannon Malcolm. Erin Nicol. Tara Noble. Rebecca Lauren Rogers. Saffron Southall. Isha Thomas. Cameron White. Lily Tankham. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Stage Management, Scarlett Buchanan, Mr. Alex Chapman. Crystal Dullahan. Afua Nuama. Ruth Porter. Diploma of Higher Education in Stage Management, Tara Thompson. Bachelor of Music with honours in Composition, James Abel. Martin Benshop. Millicent James. Samuel Milan. Bachelor of Music with honours in Jazz, Michael Anning. James Borland. Liam Brennan. Kai Charansi. James Gardner. Matthew Hollick. Matthew Holmes. Lucas Kelly. Stanley Newman. Cameron Sheehy. Ashton Smith. Samuel Williams. Bachelor of Music with honours in Music Technology, Sam Baldwin. Joshua Dowling. Yunus Akram. Joseph Ockford. Thomas Whitehead. Bachelor of Music with honours in Performance, James Alexander. Imogen Baker. Oscar Blaine. Helena Bowen. Phoebe Bray. Bethan Brown. Harry Browning. Lydia Bruton. Jonathan Budd. Meredith Cardew. Benjamin Chilton. Chi Yang Chu. William Crawford. Jude Crofton. Jack Davis. Robert Deed. Mark Dilley. Robert Deister. James Ryan William Fletcher. Ethan Hall. Aidan Hammond. William Hammond. Daisy Hibbard. Emily Hicks. Alicia Hillman. Layla Hooton. Emily Hopper. Si Yu Huang. Katie Jenner. Reese Kerry. Oliver Kinsella. Alistair Legg. Ruhu Lee. Gabriela Liandu. Nevin Lobin. Amy Lucas. Rebecca Lisette. Willow Mack. Nefeli Irma Maliali. Megan Martin. Dylan McKay. Charles Mundy. Dean Rogers. Alison Ross. George Scully. Charlotte Sleet. Benjamin Smith. Benjamin Smith. Connor Smythe Chakraborty. Amrit Sohal. Matthew Tarrant. Helena Townsend. Chloe Underwood. Diana Velichko. Sam Walker. Teddy Woolgrove. Ying Yin Yu. Bachelor of Music in Performance, Sean Doty. Isabella Goodwin. Francesca Parker. Diploma of Higher Education in Jazz, Ayitvoyu Awala. This completes the presentation of awards to graduates from the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire.
And this completes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Arts, Design and Media, and I now invite the Pro-Chancellor to close the proceedings.
Well, as proceedings draw to a close, it's perhaps appropriate just to say a few thank yous on your behalf to one or two. Firstly, to the Lord Mayor for taking time out of a busy diary, particularly coming hard on the heels, as it does, of the Commonwealth Games, to be part of today's ceremony and for sharing in the presentation of the awards. Thank you, Lord Mayor. There's a thank you now that I don't think you'll need much encouragement with, but to those talented musicians from our very own Royal Birmingham Conservatoire for keeping us so well entertained with their music. Please give them a round of applause. To all those far too numerous to mention individually, who've been responsible for the organisation and smooth running of today's ceremony, but they know who they are. And to the university's staff behind me on stage, who've supported graduates on their journeys, this is one of the rare opportunities that I get to thank you directly for your contribution to the success of BCU. So thank you very much indeed. And how could I forget those families and friends who've been such an important part of graduates' journeys and who've looked on at today's proceedings with enormous pride. Well done. As the Vice-Chancellor said in his early remarks, graduates, this is very much your day. My personal congratulations to all of those receiving awards today, and I offer my best wishes to you all for the future, whatever that may bring. And I've been around long enough to know that it's unwise to stand for much longer between you and the celebrations that no doubt beckon with families and friends after this. So it remains for me to declare the congregation closed, and we'd be very grateful if you please stand and remain in your places while the stage processions leave the hall. Thank you very much indeed for your attendance.